Hopefulness 2.0, May 10th. Maybe this video will work? I don't know. It's weird because I started recording and then it stopped recording. I guess maybe because my memory's full. It's very possible. Anyway, making me pizza. It's just after 11 p.m. though, so it's whatever. But the reason I'm doing this is because tomorrow is my last, at least I think my last, midday training. And then on Thursday and Friday I'm doing overnights. So I'm kind of like getting myself kind of prepared, even though tomorrow is really the better way to do it. But just kind of just getting myself mentally ready. And part of it is also how and when you eat too, because it's going to be kind of difficult. Dinner doesn't start, or dinner is at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. There's no other meals after that. And breakfast doesn't start until like 7 or thereabouts. So I'm not going to be able to eat at work like I have been for the last couple of days. So I got to figure out ways of dealing with that. One thing I was considering. I'm not going to do it today. I'll do it another time. But when I was talking to one of my coworkers, he was talking about, like toppings for pizza. And bacon came up, and I'm like, how the hell have I not put any fucking bacon on this shit? Especially because I have a package of unopened bacon right now. Alright, well, first things first, I'm going to throw a little bit of olive oil on the actual pizza itself. Get that water started so I can wash my hands when the time comes. So I want to be able to... Now, I'll say that the dough probably isn't as proofed as I'd like it to be. I did turn on the oven to help warm it up in here because it's been chilly all day. And dough hasn't really spread out too awful much. It's starting to get puffy though, but... Alright. So it's kind of taken a bit of a page out of Adam Ragusio's. I mean, I'm kind of doing multiple pages, if you will, because this idea is his, and then I think on another video he's puts the olive oil on top of pie like that, and then he spreads the sauce on it. So I might do also. So I want to go crazy on the sauce. Okay. So what I'll do. Actually, you know what? That's fine. So I'm gonna put some garlic powder on it. But first, let's do this. Let's put you on high. Put the timer up because the timer helps significantly. I found that if I go a little bit beyond 5 minutes on the countertop, that it ends up working out pretty well. Or on the stovetop. I gotta have the broiler up too. That way it'll help overall. Need a spoon. Spoon! It's roughly 2 to 3 spoonfuls, it seems. I've already got the cheese cut up, so that won't be a problem. Looks like 2 is good. Cool. Alright. Don't want to burn myself. It was just my fingernail, but still. There we go. Alright, that's probably doing fine. And what I can do is I can throw on a little bit of garlic powder and then the shaky cheese. And I think I'll also throw on a touch of my nutritional yeast. Because why not? Live a little, right? Try to get a pretty decent coating here. I'm not trying to go crazy, but you know, get something. Nutritional yeast is probably one of the best things I've ever picked up because it adds this just nice, almost cheesy-like flavor. It's pretty savory. I would say it's basically like throwing in some MSG but in a different way. To go crazy, but at the same time, I'm trying to get a pretty decent coverage. Because it doesn't add, like, yeah, it's not fresh parm, but I mean, like, it adds a difference to it. Like, it's actually pretty tasty. A bit of tang to it. You know, it's nothing crazy, of course, like I said, but what kind of time frame we got on this? You did a pretty good job last time. I was pretty surprised, in fact. Although I think I put the cheese on a little bit earlier, or a little bit later, but we'll see what happens. Anything else maybe I could add? I don't know. Don't really have anything else in here. Not unless I wanted to throw on an egg. Oh man. Yeah, it's been interesting. Just got to do more of the stuff that I got to do. The main issue is just kind of feeling and looking like an asshole or a dumbass, rather. Hopefully not the case, but we'll see. And that just depends on a number of factors. There's obviously some like random potential unknowns and stuff. You know, people calling in and I don't know something. But it's just kind of a thing that I'm gonna have to deal with in some scale. But you know, it's whatever. I'm still trying to think of like ingredients that I could throw on right now, but I don't really have anything. I'm looking at seasonings and stuff, but I've already dumped cheese on it and whatnot, so. But I got the bacon, and I could, like, you know, at another time, if I think about it, I could cut up pieces of chicken when they're like, make them like really, really thin. But that ain't happening, so it's whatever. Boiler's on. Turn you off. Oh, smells good though. but it's whatever. What is okay? Well, recording still, that's good because it's gonna be getting hot in here, and I don't know how well that's gonna handle it. We'll see. And then I gotta let it sit out for like 5 minutes so that it can kind of like finish cooking in the actual Dutch oven, and then I've got to pull it off, put it on the rack, let it cool for a little bit. So I got about another 15 minutes before I can really do anything to it. Finished up the HelloFresh stuff. Again, not really my cup of tea. It's too much stuff. It's too many boxes, too much packaging. Like, I don't need all that. I'm gonna go to the grocery store tomorrow after work, and I'm gonna take like 4 bags. And I'm not even gonna need all that, really. Because I don't really need to buy too much food. I need to buy like a couple of things. Like I need to buy some paper towels, I need toilet paper, I need some olive oil, probably a little bit more like tomato-based stuff. Should probably get, a thing of vinegar, but not a whole lot of stuff. And that's because I'm kind of like relatively stocked up right now. And I should be getting paid on Sunday. Apparently we do like a twice a month thing instead of every 2 weeks. Because apparently, like, I think April they got paid on like the 29th, which is a Friday. But we're going to get paid on the 15th this month. So I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. Maybe because they're dealing with like government entities and whatnot. Who knows? Because I know, like, if you have a government job, you pretty much get paid, twice a month. And with the 4 weeks, or the 4 days last week, and then the 4 days this week, although minus 2 hours total this week, that'll at least help give me a buffer. And I'll be able to pay for June either way and have extra money left over for necessities. But through June is going to be kind of iffy. So we're going to see. It's going to be a close call. Real close. If I'm not wrong, even if I continue going forward with what I'm doing right now, I should have enough to be able to pay for July by the end of June with extra left over. So as long as I'm getting like 4 days a week, I can still manage. And especially since one of the guys left, he was, he's relatively new, and he ended up having a jet because he got a job elsewhere. That's going to open me up into a position to have more potential hours. So, that's the thing. And it's unnerving, it's upsetting to have to think about these things. Because, granted, if I didn't have this job, I'd be packing up right now and then figuring out what the fuck I'm going to do with myself. Because, like I told my psychiatrist, I was like, pretty much the 15th is would have been the last day if this job had landed. And I know she's telling me, look for another job somewhere, but it's like, shit, I gotta do some training or whatever too, I think. Can't remember, I gotta check. But, and a couple of the guys, they were doing like CPR training on, like, just kind of like a just online thing, just for recertification, I think. And they were like, dude, this is taking forever. Yeah, I got onto this one, and it's like, oh god, there's so much to it. I'm like, well, that's unfortunate. And I've got all that, loaded up for me at some point, because, I still don't have any access. I'm still in training, so I don't have, like, keys. I don't have keys or anything. I don't have, like, the I don't have access to the service that they use to, you know, log stuff. What the hell? That's weird. Boiler's on technically, but it wasn't on. Oh, got a little crispy on the cheese, but it's not terrible. I mean, we have a little bit darker than I generally would like, but it looks like it's going to be pretty good, hopefully. If not, it's whatever. I'm going to still eat the fucking thing. So yeah, I've got to, like tomorrow night, I got to go to bed at a later time than usual. Because then I've got to get up at a later time than usual so that I can go to work at a later time than usual. Because it's going to be 11 to 4. And that means I'm going to have to be leaving around like 9 at the latest. At least the trains run. See, that was the thing about working at iHeart is because where I got off, and where I had to get off rather, wasn't close enough to any train stops. But it was close to bus stops. The problem is, after 9 o'clock, everything starts slowing down. Some bus stops, or some bus lines, went from like every 10 minutes or every 20 minutes to like every 40 minutes or every hour. And so like if you miss one bus, you're done. You're going to miss another one. Or they were just completely fucking shutting down. At least with the trains, I'm walking to the train stations as it is, so that's not a huge deal. And then, you know, going from transit point A, you know, from point A to point B to point C to point D kind of thing, it's not a whole lot. I mean, you know, I would say it's about, I don't know, maybe 6 minutes walking from off of the train stop in Union Station getting onto the Gold Line. Because you gotta come up, and you gotta go up, and you gotta go around, and you gotta go up, and it's there. And you know, there's quite a bit of walking distance, you know, from all of that, but it's not super terrible or anything. It's not great. You know, it'd be nice if it was a little faster. And they are trying to make it to where, you know, like, I mean, they're currently doing a lot of construction. They're doing this interchange project thing that's going to make it to where, like, if you were taking the blue line from Long Beach, you can go all the way up to Azusa or Pasadena or whatever if you wanted off of one train. Because right now you can't do that. And what that'll end up doing is connecting to the Gold Line. And then with the Expo line going east and west, you can go to the Gold Line on the southern end of it. They'll all connect at Union Station though, but you won't have to do multiple transfers and shit depending on which direction you're going. You'll maybe only do one. And so they're at least trying to work on that, but it's going to take a while. So it ain't going to be happening anytime soon. That's what I'm getting at. And I left my water bottle, my blender bottle rather, at work. And yesterday I accidentally kicked the little blender spring somewhere into the living room. I haven't looked for it yet. Kicked it under something. Probably across the room over there on the other side, but we'll see. Anyway. It's getting ready to... I've got about a minute left, but I'll go ahead and take this and start trying to scrape around. Looks like I got pretty dark on the edges though, which is kind of unfortunate. This is where the cheese and the tomato sauce met. Hopefully it's not like burned tasting. Hopefully it's just really dark. But whatever else to eat the damn thing anyway. I mean, it's a better pizza than most places I'd be able to, you know, buy a pizza from. So. And I know this is a cast iron and all, and it's like, oh my god, you're using metal to scrape up against it. And I'm like, well, it's not completely non-stick on it, so you know. And I mean, it's still pretty fucking good for what it's been doing, so. Get out my fish spatula. And, oh yeah, let's put you out of the way here. So I can grab it. Nope, don't fall off. There we go. Look at that. Yeah, a little burnt. Oh well, such is life. One side's a little fluffier than the other, but it's whatever. It's not perfect. I've had better, but that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and end now, so have fun.